Cambridge, Mass. Earlier this week at Harvard Yard, the 2023's Israeli-Palestinian conflict seemed obvious. At one point in the green, people with keffiyeh looked at fake facilities made up of ed schools and hospitals, and said that peace, Israel's military action in Gaza, should be called soikurim. At a second point, the students were quietly carrying posters of Israeli hostages. As in general at Harvard and across America, both sides maintained their distance. But on last day of U.S. tour, which was attended by thousands of people on 4th floor Downstreet, a Palestinian and his Israeli Jewish colleague delivered a strange message: these days Jews and Palestinians must be killed urgently. Sally Abed, 32, said she and her partner in class, 35-year-old Alon Lee Green, were the radical key to empathy at the Government and International Studies Center just before talking to Harvard faculty members. We need to stop talking about pro-Israel and post-Palestine. We need to be pro-people. We deserve a new story. The duo's demonstrations last week in D.C., New York City and Massachusetts. It attracted 3 or 4 times as many people as they had done in previous years to promote their group called Standing Together, an Arab-Jewish endeavor from Israel's largest base. 3,000 people participated in the virtual conversation on Sunday. 500 people filled a New York synagogue. Hundreds of people filled a library course in Brookline, Massachusetts. They are often standing ovations. Abed and Green, who had visited the United States for support, felt as if they had passed through the mirror. Some people treated them like therapists, asking for hope by telling them they felt lost. The two were also shaken, delayed by what they saw as a obsessed country to disclosures, litmus tests and ultimatums. What Green called a quite theoretical debate about who was more right. And this is Israeli military operation on the Gaza Strip. It seemed particularly true for American campuses, including Harvard, where it attracted support of angry donors, alumni, and triggered a series of statements, counter-reportions through violent between protesters. While in D.C., Abed and Green attended a virtual forum hosted by the New Israel Fund, which supports progressive civil society groups in Israel and is one of the sponsors of Standing Together. During the event, Green said it was crazy for us to understand that we got off the plane and left a war zone and entered a completely new war zone, which was not constructive at all. Sizzler, you work in a zero-sum game. Your discussion here can be very devastating for us. Their day at Harvard and MIT campuses reflected the extremely tense climate. The 3 talks were not widely announced and were closed to a Washington Post reporter. Many faculty members who attended and were asked to discuss the subject dismissed it on the grounds of sensitive times. The students interviewed said feared they would be quoted